Hello everybody, Demon Red Mist here. I am here, you just can't see my face. Oh jeez, there's so much I wanted to try and get done today, but with it being close to Christmas, I've been helping the family out. So obviously I'm still working on the unit. The drawers, I have actually polished those at home, and I fully intended on recording that, but I completely forgot at the time. It just completely, yeah, I didn't think about it at all. So I'm here today, and I did have certain things I wanted to get done today, like, for example, the base unit, which is just behind me. All that needs at the moment is a polish. So that is what I was wanting to get done today, but because I've had to do other stuff, I'm kind of having to revert to the next stage, which is I have cut out this template and also this template. Now these are the two different drawer sizes for the drawers that are in the unit. This particular one, there's 8 of these, and the larger one, there's 1 of those. Now admittedly I could have cut out 8 pieces of wood and stuck this material to the wood and put that in the drawer, but I'm not going to do that, simply for time, unless when I come to actually fit this this material, it just isn't working right. If I feel then that it needs to go on to bits of like thin bits of MDF or something, then I'll look at that when the time comes. But to be honest, I'm wanting to keep it as simple as possible. So the idea here today on this then is to cut out the template. Now I annoyingly got it a little bit wet over here, so I've got a piece that I can't use, and one of the advantages of having a mother who loves doing a lot of stitching and sewing and all different kinds of things is that where I have and my dad have woodworking tools, my mum has material tools. So this is a brilliant tool. It's a lot like a pizza slicer, but a lot sharper, and it is actually for cutting leather. I wouldn't be surprised if you can actually, looking at it, that you could set it to score rather than cut. But anyway, I'm going to use this for cutting out my my templates. Now this should work quite comfortably. I must admit, I've used this once already, and I was surprised at how easy it made cutting this material. I wouldn't be surprised if I could. I mean, I'm probably going to cut into the table, but that's how easy it is. I mean, that piece has come off. So straight away, bosh, there's the material for one drawer. Now the drawers are still at my house, and I'm going to keep them there for the time being, because I have been struggling a little bit. Yeah, I've been struggling a little bit in finding handles. Now, I was looking at trying to get proper old handles, but I just can't seem to get a full. What's the chances that that just happens to be exactly the right width? I can't argue with that. Yeah, so I can't get a full set of old ones where they all look okay. It's just not wide enough, which is, well, it's very frustrating, to be honest. Now, what I have managed to do is Where I have not been very impressed with a lot of newer handles, there is one particular type that I've seen that I'm actually kind of liking. Excuse me. So I'm either going to take the punt and get enough handles to fit them, or if I'm unsure, I can buy one, see how it looks, and if I'm not happy, don't use them, because it will potentially mean drilling holes through the drawers, which I really didn't want to do, but these handles do look quite good. Okay, so I now need to cut 8 of this size. Just to make sure that I don't go over. Now I need, well, I don't need, if I have some material left, my mum has asked me to fix a unit that's in their living room. When I say fix, a few years ago at Christmas, all the beer was in the cabinet in the living room, and the key broke in the lock and we couldn't get into it. The only way to actually in the end get into it was to pull the cabinet out and cut a big hole in the back of it and get the beers out of the cupboard. I must admit I didn't realise that it was still in that condition, so she has asked me to see if I can sort that out. So if I've got some material left, I've already got the piece of wood ready. Well, I say that, I just need to cut into a couple of the corners, but it's there ready if I've got enough material. Okay, so 1 down, 7 to go. Now I need to see if I can do this and waste as little material as possible. Oh, I'm not in the best of condition today. I'm struggling a lot at the moment physically. Okay, yeah, you know what, we'll just about make that. Now I'm going to have to trim a little bit off the edge here. I've got to admit, this is a brilliant tool, because obviously cutting leather is not particularly easy. Now, admittedly, my mum does also have a pair of scissors that are specifically for cutting leather, and when I used them, I was massively impressed, and it just goes to show, a lot like me with trying to do certain things with wood, and if I'm doing it with the wrong tools, it can be considerably harder than it should be. Right, let's see, we're going to be able to get 1, 2 comfortably. If I did it like that, that'd be 2. I'm thinking I'll go that way. Ugh. Now, if I don't have enough material left over to sort out the cabinet in the living room, that's not too much of a problem, because this material wasn't expensive. So I reckon I could quite easily pick up some more. Now, no doubt, I'm going to end up marking the table quite a lot, but to be fair, this table has taken quite a bit of abuse, and I've actually been thinking that when I've finished with all my little bits of furniture repairs, whether I try and tidy this particular table up, but we'll see. it might not be worth it, because to be fair, my dad's got quite a few of these tables because they're very handy as work tables, also very cheap. So, not quite gone all the way through there, and rather than pull it, I might as well just give it a wee slice. Now obviously this isn't me working with wood at the moment, but it is still part of the unit. I mean, also Christmas, well actually I was going to mention this. I was talking to my dad the other day, and I'd mentioned about how I was hoping to have this unit done before Christmas, which I think we're on the 9th of December, and he said don't rush, because where this would go in the house, we could probably do with that bit of space anyway, so don't worry about it. So I've kind of approached the last sort of week as, well, I don't need to rush. And then get here today, talking to my mum, and me being a knobhead, happened to mention what my dad had said, and that I had planned on trying to get it done for Christmas. So now she wants it for Christmas. So now, well, not that I'm necessarily in a rush, because I should be able to get the handles within a couple of days. And if they are right, if they're okay, then we'll be all right. If they're not, then I won't be able to get any until January, to be honest. Which is why I'm contemplating getting the one, but it does mean that I kind of now do have a deadline, which is my own fault really. If I'd have said nothing, my mum would have known nothing. But to be fair, there really is not a lot left to do, because the drawers are, I was going to say complete, well they are complete, apart from obviously I want to put this bit of lining in, if I cut it properly that is. And yeah, they need their handles. Other than that, they're done. The base unit, that's done, other than I need to tidy up one of the hinges a little bit and give it a polish, and doing the polishing shouldn't take very long at all, which is why I'm hoping to get it done today. So yeah, I'm really not far off absolute completion, and I know on the last video that I did, I'd had a bit of a problem with the material that I put inside the unit, but I have had an idea of how to fix that without having to basically do any additional work. So I do want to try and at least do that today. And basically that is by, well, when I put the piece of wood that's got the material on it in, I put the left side down first, and the right side was a bit tricky and didn't quite want to go in properly. But it's on the right side where there's a little bit of a cutout and it's a little fiddly, so I'm going to pull it back out and I'm going to put the right side in first and see if that fixes it, because I'm hoping that it will. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I've got two more to do. Oh. Now, am I gonna have enough material here? So what I think I might do is lay this out and see if I can cut it in a specific way to make sure I've got enough material for my 2 pieces and the piece for my mother. Right, so, oh yeah, we'll have more than enough. So, should do anyway, because that should fit there and there. Okay, I'm happy with that. Then we can crack on. And what that means then is that I can glue the leather to that piece of wood today. And what I'll probably do is, I think I'm really digging into the table here. It takes a while to dry. Well, it doesn't take that long to dry, but I'll need to put some weight on it. So I'll probably get one of my toolboxes on it and have that done for my mum today. She's not expecting it to be done today, but if I can get it done, then it will make her happy, won't it? Okay, draw liner number 7. Now, I don't know if this is funny or not, but when I was at my house and looking at the drawers and going, okay, I want to give myself some draw liners, and then I was like, I'm gonna have to make 9 different templates and blah blah blah. And then it wasn't until I was about to leave today. Now, I hadn't made the templates. No, it was yesterday. I was going to make the templates, and then I picked up one of the drawers and kind of went, hang on a minute, you knobhead. 8 of the drawers, the width and depth are all exactly the same, you knobhead. So I only needed the 1 template. I'm not sure if that's gone all the way through. I'm not left-handed, so oh, it's gone all the way through off line. I know, it was all right. I swear, that's a brilliant tool. I mean, if my mum hadn't have had this or the scissors, I'd have probably gone with using a Stanley knife. And to be fair, I don't think it'd have worked. I really don't. Right. That then is all of my draw liners completed. So I can take them home. And what I'm probably going to do with them is, I'm thinking about gluing them in. But whereas with this would need glue putting over the whole thing basically. I'm not going to wrap it round though. Yeah, but with the drawer liners, what I'm thinking is, where the front of the drawer is, I'm going to put a bit of glue there and then get the front lined up. And then about halfway, put the odd few blobs, just so that it's not completely glued down. So if we ever want to take it out, it should be easy to get it out. Okay, so time for the final piece. Oh, don't tell me that it's too the piece of wood's too big. Yeah, bastard. You fucking bastard. Wonder if there's... I've not even considered that. Fucking hell, don't even go halfway down the piece of wood. Yes, son of a bitch. I don't think that can go any deeper. No. That's annoying because I've specifically cut this piece of wood. Let's see if I can. Do it on the angle. Has that worked? No. Bollocks. Now, I'm just wondering, one thing I could do is just glue it, and then with the scissors, although I think I'd be better off. I think what I'll do is I'll get a Sharpie, I'll draw around it, and then I can cut it with the cutter. That's not a bad idea, that. Okay, so I've gone around it. I feel like fucking Blue Peter here. Gone around it with a Sharpie. Now I could just try and freehand it, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is try and be smart. Now, because the pen's quite thick, it should go with the inner edge of the pen line. I think I went off a little bit there. Okay. So let's turn it around. Just cutting it around the wrong way is a little bit awkward for me. Now let's chop that off, make life easier, and you don't really need it flapping about. Oh. Right. Now, the glue that I used on the piece I put in the unit was actually a leather repair glue, so it was basically for gluing leather to leather, but to be fair, it works leather to wood as well. Okay. For this bit, where did I get up to? About there. Well, you know what? When I bought this piece of material, I thought I'd wasted buying as much as I did, but it's coming extremely useful. I mean, I know when I got it I mentioned that I might use it for the drawers, and I wasn't going to actually, but I changed my mind on that over the last week. Now I know my mum was going to use it for a couple of things, but I did tell her I can get more. Oh, right, there we go. Okay, I've got quite a few bits of scrap bits here, but I also know my dad wants me to make me wants me to wrap a little piece of wood for him as well. Okay, so this will be the piece that's going to fix the cabinet in the living room, but I still need to cut an inch out of two of the corners, just because of there's bits of wood in there. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to glue this down, and then hopefully while that's waiting to glue, I'll see if I can do anything with the unit. It will depend on whether I can get some help to move it, because I want to get it up onto the table, so that polishing the front and the sides is considerably easier. Right, update you in a bit. Okay, right, I'm about to glue this piece of material for my mother, so that's what I'm going to crack on with now. I kind of have to work a bit quickly with this, because although it says should give it 10 minutes to dry a bit before you actually put the two pieces together, with it being so cold in here, it will dry very, very quickly. Now what I need to try and do is cover as much as I can. I mean, it does say cover the whole thing, but that's simply not possible to do, not with such a small tube. Now what I am going to do is obviously apply this, and then I'm going to get this brush and I'm going to spread it about a bit if I don't glue myself to the material, and then I'm going to put some glue on the wood as well, and spread that about. I do kind of have to go quickly, because if it dries too much when I come to put them together, if I position them wrong, then it won't work, or at least it will look shit. Right, okay, so that's glued now. You won't be able to see me doing this, but I can't put it on top of the other piece just yet. Do not get any glue on your nuts, Dave. I'm running out of glue quite quickly. I mean, it wasn't a fresh tube when I started. Now what I'm going to do is, when I do put them together, I will move them away from the table, put them onto a flat surface, so that I can put my toolbox on top of it, have the leather underneath and the toolbox on top of the wood. Right, so let's see if I can just spread this about a little bit. It's not going to spread loads, it doesn't need to, I just need it to spread a little bit. I mean, it's already sort of sticky or dry, almost dry, so this is why I have to kind of go quickly. Now on the wood, that should spread a little easier, so I need to make sure, yeah, that I'm going all the way to the edges on the bit of wood. Oh my god, my hands are killing me. So yeah, it's even dried up quite quickly on the wood. It's simply just because of how cold it is here. Right, and now I need some luck. Ugh. Because this could be awkward. If I get it in the wrong place, I could be screwed, and it is slightly wrong. Ah, bollocks. I might just get away with it, but what I can now do is turn it around. I should have prepared earlier. I'll use some loo roll. I wouldn't normally use loo roll. I'd normally use something a little better. So because I want it to move a bit further that way, I'm going to see if it'll just move over a little bit. Annoyingly, I can see where the glue's gone, but it's not going to be really very visible, this. It's just a backing piece. I'll be a little annoyed if we'll still be able to see where the glue has been applied. I can feel it. The pleather is tearing up my loo roll. If I'd have been quick enough, I'd have got one of my sponges, but to be fair, that has moved over quite nicely. Okay, so what I need to do now, I will admit, the two corners that I've cut out, I haven't cut the material on those yet. I'm going to wait until I'm over in the house where the scissors are, or wait until this is completely dried. But at least now I can stick it over here, out of the way, with the toolbox on it. And let that dry. It should be dry within about an hour, and really bonded within 24, but I think within the hour. I'll either be asleep or I'll be getting ready to go home, I think. I'm fucked. Now, I'll grab the camera. When I came here today, I came round quite early today because I've been up since about 4 o'clock. About 9 o'clock last night. I couldn't stay awake, so I had an early night, and then from about 2 o'clock. No, actually, it was from about 11 o'clock. I woke up about every hour, so I didn't have the best of sleep. So I came here quite early today, but with the intention of going home early. And thinking, well, if I don't get everything I wanted to get done today, it's not too much of a problem, because the polishing on the unit, that should not take long to do. So I can come back maybe on another day this week, just to do that. And considering that I've got to bring me washing, and no, my mum doesn't do it for me, I do it, I just use their machine. Yeah, considering I've got my washing, that might not be a bad idea, because I can come down, stick my washing in the machine. That's going to take a bit of time, and I can nip over here and polish that up. So I must admit, the way I'm feeling at the minute, I might do that. I don't know. Well, that's got an hour to dry, so I think in a minute I'll see if I can move the piece of wood with the leather on that's inside the cabinet, and see if I can solve that by putting the right side down first. At least then I'll know if it doesn't work, then I have got to pull it out and I have got to trim it down. I don't really want to have to do that, but if that's what I need to do, so be it. I mean, there is another option that I could go for with that, but I wouldn't want to do it. I'm not skilled enough, and that would be to actually apply the leather straight to the cabinet rather than have it on a piece of wood. But anyway, so yeah, I'm fucked, and I know my mum wants help putting Christmas lights up. So I need to keep a little bit of energy for that, and to be fair, I think I'm just about done. So what I might do is in a minute I'll have a look at that piece of wood in the unit, and then I'll nip over the house and help my mum for a while, and I can come back and grab this piece of wood, because at least then I can pre-warn her as well that she might want to empty the cabinet where it's going to go, otherwise we're not going to be able to get it in. Fucked. I am tired. I don't even know what time it is. It's not dark yet, so it's not 4 o'clock. But anyway, right. I'll update you in a bit. Hello, everybody. Right, a bit of an update. I've spent a bit of time putting up some Christmas decorations, and I am absolutely ruined now. The piece of leather that I've stuck to the wood is stuck to the wood. So just before I go home, I'm going to take this over to the house and see if it fits. I have had a look at the piece of wood with the pleather on it in the cabinet I'm doing, and putting the right hand side of it in first didn't help because it's to do with depth. So I'm gonna have to trim some off the end, which is a bit frustrating really, but it's got to be done, otherwise the door's not going to close properly. Unfortunately, I've not had chance to polish the unit. I was wanting to get that done today, but it's not happening. I've done a lot in here today to help my dad out, so that he can make multiple steps forward, hopefully, in his own projects. And I've got my bits of leather cut. So, although I haven't got much done for me today, today wasn't really about doing stuff for me. Now, hopefully, next time I'm here, I'll be able to crack on straight away with polishing the unit. Once I've got it moved up onto the table. Yeah, and thinking about how I'm going to trim off the back edge, I don't know. I really don't know how I'm going to do that. Oh, excuse me. I don't know whether to just jigsaw it off, but then it's going to fuck up the material. I really don't know. I'm going to have a think about that and work out how I'm going to fix that. Because other than redoing it, of which I haven't got enough pleather now, other than redoing it, I ain't really got much choice. So I'm guessing I'm gonna have to trim it off in one way or another. Maybe I'll have to see if I can cut the material off the back edge and then jigsaw it down. But it's literally only 2mm that I need to take off. Right, I'm fucked, so I think it's time for me to go. But at least with the stuff that I've managed to get done today, it means my dad can crack on with a lot of stuff for him. I've done the Christmas lights, and I've done a few bits for me so that when I'm at home, I can do a bit more on the drawers, and I will try and show that as well. I did simply just completely forgot. I was so tired last week when I was polishing the drawers up that I just completely forgot to record them. And I know at the point of recording this, I still haven't had chance to go through all of the footage of me doing the kitchen table. So if you're watching this, there will be a video about a kitchen table, but there's like 8 hours of footage to go through, and I am trying to I'm going through it, but I'm also trying to shorten it, so I'm fast forwarding bits and different things like that, and once I've got it sort of all the bits fast forwarded that I can, and perhaps get rid of some bits that I don't need, then I might, instead of releasing it in one video that might be about 3 hours long, I'll probably release them a bit like I've been doing these videos. If I can get the cabinet, this unit finished for Christmas, then it means in the new year I'll be able to start on the next projects, which are my round table, which I think I am going to have to do that next, because that shouldn't be that time consuming. However, I'm kind of intending on, whereas like with this unit I've done, there's like 3 or 4 coats of stain and then 3 or 4 coats of clear varnish. What I'm intending to do with the table is maybe like 2 or 3 coats of an oak stain, a gloss oak stain, and then lots and lots and lots of clear gloss varnish on the top. I'm thinking potentially into double figures, because I'm interested to see how much of a shine I can get on that table. That's part of what that is for. And the other thing is the unit I mentioned in a video ages ago, my granddad's old workbench, which is in much need of repair and refurbishment, although it is a workbench, so it's not like I wouldn't be going for a finish like I've done on the unit or what I'm hoping to do on my table. For that, it'll be a case of like clean it up, make the drawers work. I'm gonna have to potentially make a couple of drawers as well. I need to make a leg for it. Need to sturdy it all up, and potentially put another worktop on the top of it. Now, the original wood that's on the worktop wasn't bad wood, but it's not in great condition now. I mean, it is warped, it's damaged, and part of me is thinking, in a way it'd be nice to keep that wood on there, but maybe put another work surface on the top of it, like one solid piece, of which I'm sure, I wouldn't be surprised, we've got enough stuff to do that. Yeah, so that'd be an interesting one. And I know my dad he was on about us doing that together, so I may not be able to get to record that one. But anyway, right, I said I was going to fuck off about 5 minutes ago, so I'm going. I'm off. See you. Bye. See you in a bit. Hello, everybody. Right. I'm at my apartment, and I was just cleaning the inside of the drawers out to try and put the inserts in, and I've just had a realisation. Now, I think since the rest of the clips on this video, I have ordered the handles for the drawers, but I've just finished cleaning the drawers and I've just seen something that may render my handles useless. I will try and show it. It hadn't even occurred to me before. Okay. The old handles just screwed in from the front, and I couldn't find any that I was happy with. So the ones that I've ordered, you basically drill a hole all the way through and you put the screw through, it's more like a bolt through into the handle. I thought, well, I'm happy with the design, that'd be fine. But you may have already spotted what the issue is. This big ass fucking piece of brass. Now, I have measured this and it's about 70 to 73 mil long, I think it is. I'll recheck it in a sec. And from what I've just checked, the gap between the holes on the handles, 76 mil. So straight away you go, well, if this is 72 and that's 76, that might not be too bad. Except for one thing. That may be in the middle of the drawer, but the lock hole isn't. So I will end up with, no, the lock, right, the hole in the lock is, the block of brass is not in the middle. So if I have to move the handle to get either side of the brass, I'm going to be wonky on the drawer. It's not going to be in the middle. Now on some of the bigger ones it might not be a problem. Yeah, it won't be a problem because the handle would be down here anyway, and the brass doesn't go that far up. So brass ends there, but the handle will be sort of down here, so it won't be a problem. But there are 3 drawers where it might be a problem. So what I need to make sure, excuse me, what I'm going to need to do when the handles turn up is check them on the smaller drawers. Now I'm already thinking, well, what might I be able to do? So I'm going to turn the camera around onto the drawers, it'd be easier. Okay, so I'm already contemplating, I know it's a little dark here, sorry about that, but yeah, I'm already contemplating what I'm going to do. Now one thing I might be able to do is, you can see might see the old handle holes. Now I left the old handle holes because I was hoping to be able to reuse them. That may not be the case, but what I might be able to do is lower the new handles a little bit, and hope that I either still cover these little holes or leave them there as a feature. I'd rather not, but I might have no choice. But if they are visible, at least I do know how to fill those holes. It'd just be a little bit of a ball ache to do, really, but I would be able to do it. So yeah. Anyway, the main reason for this particular video clip, this particular addition to my video is basically to show the inserts, to see if they fit properly. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I've got all the drawers on my table, and the process here is quite simple. Get a piece of pleather, done. the next one. Done. Now, I will admit, I was contemplating sticking these down, gluing these down, but to be honest, they seem to be fitting in nice enough that I don't think I would need to stick them in. I think it'd be easier to have it so that if they needed to come out, sorry the camera's all over the place, but yeah, if they needed to come out, they could come out. I mean, I do think I may have got a couple of the pieces of material like a millimetre. It helps if you've actually got it all the way to the front. Yeah, I think a couple of the bits of material might be a fraction big for the drawer, but I think it'll be fine. It'll just help it stay in there, to be honest. Oh, and the big one. Now I know it doesn't look too great on camera at the moment, given the bad lighting in my apartment, but you know what? I'm pretty happy with how they look. So let me turn that lamp off, it might help. No, it's just darker. Well, I would say it looks a lot smarter having the inserts in there, definitely. Ow. Yeah, definitely looks a lot smarter. And what that means now is that I just need to get the unit polished, the handles on, hopefully, and we're done. So hopefully the next video will be the polish of the main unit. So anyway, right, that's this video over. I'm knackered. Can you tell? I'm happy with how that looks though. Simple, very simple, but effective. Alright, have a good one folks. See you later.